Hey there, half-ass travelers. Well, we've decided that enough is enough and we are completely over it. That's right, Rose. We're over it, right?
Yeah.
We are done with these.
Yay!
Yes, we have been, for the last couple of road trips, relying on bottled water for drinking and for brushing our teeth.
Everything.
And whatnot, and we're sick of it. We just don't trust the water in a lot of these campgrounds, and we don't really trust the filtration of the single filter or even the filter coupled with the filter that's in our Tiffin. So we've decided to do something about it. We're going to show you what we did right after this.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Ass Travelers. All right, so what we did is we got one of these babies. Rose, you ever seen anything as beautiful as this? I mean, look at that. Gorgeous.
Wow.
All right, what is this? This is a 3-stage water filter. All right, each one of these filters takes out a different micron limit of particulates, making this some of the cleanest drinking water you ever had. We got this from Blu Tech. This is a blue, and this is the 3-stage filter. But that's not all. We also got a, what is it, a ultraviolet filter for under the sink. We're going to be installing that, and plus I got Rose a new faucet. She's been asking for one. So in this video, we're going to be showing you exactly how we hook this baby up. It's so super simple, really easy to do. Well, at least this part is. When I go inside under the sink, I don't know how easy that's going to be. We'll see. There may be a lot of cursing going on. All right, having said that, let's get going. The Blu Tech AR3 is a 3-stage water filtration system by Blu Technology that's designed and assembled in the United States. Standard RV inline water filters measure about 20 microns, but the Blu Technology's OFFGRID filters provide filtration particles up to 100 times smaller, 0.2 microns, and that effectively reduces bacteria, cysts, and even microscopic viruses. The anodized aluminum frame is designed to make the system ultra lightweight and portable as well as durable. In fact, these things weigh right around 7.75 pounds, whereas some other 3-stage filters on the market can weigh up to 28 pounds. Unlike the conventional 10-inch filters that were designed for home use, Blu uses 5-inch filters because they're optimized for RV filtration, because sometimes 10-inch filters will go bad before reaching their full life. Plus the 5-inch filters make it a lot easier to fit in your RV. The first stage filter by the inlet is the sediment pre-filter. They call it the longevity filter because it filters out large sediments and extends the life of the other filters to about 3 to 4 months of cleaner and clear water before you need a filter change. The off-grid 0.2 micron filter is up to 99.99% efficient for 0.2 micron size particles. It's specifically designed to have a high flow rate despite small pore size. Blu Technology's Tasty filter helps reduce any off-putting taste or odor from the water that has gone through the filtration unit. It best helps with things like chlorine in the water. It has a granular activated charcoal filter which comes from hypoallergenic coconut husks. It's also certified to NS42 standards. All right, enough about these filters. Let's attach this puppy. The AR3 is great because it comes with these stainless steel quick connects that you just put on the end of your hose. You can see I've used my plumber's tape to make sure I don't have any leaks. I've got the one hose connection there and the other one there. One's a female end, one's a male end. Now these stainless steel quick connects do come with the AR3. However, this section of hose I'm using between the AR3 and the RV I purchased myself. You can see it's just long enough to reach from the filter up into my water inlet. You can see I'm gonna just thread this up underneath the compartment. Luckily the Wayfarer has a little port for it. I'm just gonna quick connect right onto my freshwater inlet. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm gonna take the other end of the hose now and connect to our campground or water source. You can see I've got a pressure regulator there, and once everything's connected, just turn on the water and make sure that you've got the correct pressure. Now if you have any leaks or there's water leaking, you may have to get some pliers on there and just or a wrench and give that a good tightening. One extra step that I use, because this system is not cheap, I have a substantial lock that I run around my jack, which is attached to the ground.
my leveling jack, and so it doesn't get stolen. You can attach that anywhere on your RV that you've got a good sturdy point. You just don't want this thing going missing on you. Now let's go inside.
We're going to be installing an under the sink. This is an LED UVC under sink purifier from Blu Technologies.
Designed for RV kitchens, camper vans, and boats, the PURBLU LED UVC undersink purifier provides continuous purification directly under your sink. Its flow-activated UVC LED technology automatically powers on when the water runs, ensuring maximum energy efficiency and consistent water safety whether you're at a campground or off-grid on your freshwater tanks. The PURBLU undersink purifier destroys DNA and RNA in microorganisms, preventing growth and contamination. With a 2.0 gallon per minute flow rate, NSF certified materials, and a 10,000 hour UVC lifespan.
And basically what this does is this makes sure that your water coming out of that faucet, the cold water line, is going to have an extra layer of purification. We really want to be able to get off of the plastic bottles, the plastic water bottles, and be able to drink and brush our teeth right from the faucet. And this is going to enable us to do that. But while we're doing that, also over here, this is one of the things that Rose has criticisms about with the Tiffin Wayfarer. She does not like this faucet. A, it's a little flimsy, and B, she likes a faucet to come up high that's coming down like this. So we're also going to be installing this monstrosity, this faucet right here.
Woohoo!
Yes, we got a new faucet for the RV. I'm going to be putting that in as well. Now, I am not the most handy person in the world. Rose can tell you, Rose. She's laughing behind the camera. But I'm going to try to do this all on my own to demonstrate to you just how easy it is. Now, I'm going to cut out as much of the cursing as possible and as much of the grunting as possible if I can. All right, you ready to go?
Ready.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
The first thing we're going to do is make sure that our water pump is off. Then we're going to drain our water lines. In our rig, it's in the compartment with all the other sewer and water connections, and all the water comes out right on the bottom. Just make sure those lines are empty and then shut them. Make sure you can access the faucet and water lines. Some of these rigs, the faucet is up there, jammed up there. You need to make sure you're able to access it. This is a little tight, but I am able to get in there. Next thing I do is I remove this panel from the back of the sink so I can access the water lines, and you can see those white water lines back there. That's what I need to get to. Then we're going to identify which is the cold line and which is the hot line. Luckily, it's marked for us. Then we're going to turn off the inline water valves. And you can see one of the valves was kind of buried behind there, but we found it and are able to turn it off. No problem. Then we're going to disconnect the water lines. Keep a rag around because sometimes you get a few drips of water in there and you want to keep everything dry. You see I'm disconnecting the hot line and the cold line. Yeah, you can skip ahead if you're not doing a new faucet, or you can watch me try not to mess this up. Next, we're going to remove the old faucet by taking off the nut that's around the bottom of the faucet. Every faucet's different, so you're just going to have to wing it. Wing nut, get it? All right, that was bad. All right, you can see that I've got the nut off now. The hard part, as you can see, just taking that nut off doesn't allow the faucet to break free because all those water lines are running through the nut. You have to get those lines out of there. It takes a little jostling and a little Jenga, I think, to get those out. Also, there's a weight on the water line. You need to take that weight off. That's pretty straightforward. You just pop the thing open and it comes off the line. That's for the end of the faucet that pulls down. Make sure that faucet pulls back up inside. Has to be weighted. That's the purpose for that. Now you can see I decided to take out the pull-out faucet line first, just to make it easier to get these metal fittings through that nut. There we go. Now the whole thing can just pull right out through the hole in your sink top, countertop. Now we're going to identify the connection type for the new faucet. And as you can see, of course, the new faucet has female ends or male ends, and the old faucet has female ends. So we're going to have to go to the hardware store. What we're picking up is some coupling adapters that will fit the lines and make sure that we can connect these two different types of hoses to the hoses that are in the coach. Every coupling I do, I use plumber's tape just to make sure that there's no leakage. And it's easier to do that before you've put them in. Now we're going to install the new faucet by inserting all the water lines into the countertop. Now this particular faucet has a rubber and then a metal ring and a very easy system for screwing that nut in. It's not just a nut, it's a whole thing. You can do it by hand. This was a great faucet. Of course, Rose picked this one out. She gets all the credit. So we're just following the manufacturer instructions on what order to put these things in. And you can see sometimes you struggle a little bit. You have to do these things one at a time because those metal fittings can be a little bit large to go through the hole. But this one wasn't too bad. Now we're just going to slide it up the water lines, grab onto the threading of the bottom of the faucet, and just tighten that up. I was really surprised at how easily this faucet went together. It was a very simple process, and I had never done one before. Yep, that's tight enough. Okay, now we're going to identify. There's a little marking on that line where the weight goes. You just snap that weight right on, and then make sure it's got room to dangle, because that has to pull that faucet back in using the weight. Now we're going to determine the location for the PURBLU LED UVC undersink purifier. We're trying to decide which side to put it on, but make sure that you know there are two screws that are going to have to hold this thing in place. So you want to make sure that whatever's on the other side of the wall you're going to be drilling into, there isn't anything important there. And as you can see, that's not going to work. We got all kinds of electrical stuff and accent lights over there, so that side's not going to work for us. Let's check the other side. Yep, just some drawers. Okay, I think we're good to go. So that's going to be our location. Now we're going to mark the location and drill out the retention screw guide holes. Don't go too deep. You don't want to go into your drawers. Just deep enough where you can get those screws to grab on when you're installing them. Now we're going to put the screws in the holes, but we're not going to put them all the way in. We're just going to put them in enough where they are able to grab this. When we put this on, and as you can see, it's right there. We put it right at the height where it's almost sitting on the shelf. It's just above it. Now we're going to attach the water lines to the filter, and on all these attachments you can see I've already added plumber's tape to the two fittings on the PURBLU filter, but we also need to install the fitting that's going to be going on the water line, because we have to go from a male to a female head there. Actually, a female to a male head. Now we're going to install this line on the one end. And you can see I've already installed the adapter on this one. And we're just going to put that on the other side. Now we're going to reattach the hot water line. And again, because the faucet was different, we need an adapter on this as well. A little bit different adapter. But you're just going to attach the hot water line as if normal, because the PURBLU filter only utilizes the cold water line. So this hot water line is not going to be using the UVC LED filter. And you see I'm just going to connect the male end of that to the female end on the faucet. Alright, now we're going to put the filter in place. You see we're not tightening it down yet. We're just putting it there so we can attach the line to the line coming out of the RV. It's all set up. I've already got the plumber's tape. I did that up top, so make it a lot easier. And then we're going to attach the PURBLU to the cold faucet line. That's the line heading up into the faucet. Tighten them down as needed. A little tighten. Now we're going to attach the power line. Now this comes with a very long cord, and it's a 12-volt plug. I'm sorry, it's 120, but I don't have an outlet under the sink, so I'm going to have to run this up above the sink. Luckily, we've got a pop-up outlet right up there, so I'm just going to plug it in there for now. And I'm going to have to figure out what to do with this cable in the future, because I'm not going to be installing an outlet underneath the sink. 110, 120 plug. Now we want to turn on the water pump. And then we're going to open the inline water valves carefully, making sure there's no water coming out, shooting at us in the face. And then we're going to test the faucet. And you see there's going to be a little air in the line. It's got to fill up that filter. And then it's going to start running. And now we're going to test for leaks. The most important thing, make sure you test every connection you made to make sure that it's not leaking. After that, we're going to replace the access panel. And the only way to get to that is to have that filter out of the way. You see we still have not screwed that filter in. So we're screwing in both sides of the access panel screws, and then we're putting in the filter there so it's not in the way. And here's the last screw on that access panel going in. And then now we're going to tighten the retention screws to make sure that this filter doesn't go anywhere. You can see it's got a red line on it. That turns green when you're running the faucet. And you want to make sure you unplug the PURBLU when it's not in use. You don't want to waste power. Rose, what are you doing?
Hey, filling up my water bottle.
That water bottle was full already.
I know, but I like this water better.
Really? Is it that good?
It's really good.
Oh, I guess that's a successful mission.
Mm-hmm.
So it tastes just like the...
Fresh, crisp, delicious.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, well, but I was coming over here to show them how I wired the power for the under the sink filter. So, but before I do that, while you're here, what do you think of your new faucet?
I love my new faucet.
You didn't know it's so handy, did you?
I'm very happy that you are.
Well, I didn't know either, but can I show them the power now?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
We'll switch positions. There we go. All right, so the last step that we wanted to do was I wanted to hide this power cord because we had it running across the sink here. And you can see what I did. I kind of ran it along these accent lights. There was kind of a lip here. It really didn't affect the lights much. And then I'm going to be securing this up underneath the countertop, and then we run right into the cabinet. You're not even barely going to be able to see it. And I think that's going to be good enough right now because we don't have the power under the sink, and that would have been ideal. But we're not going to run an outlet under there. It's just not going to happen. As far as the installation went, I thought that was pretty straightforward. And I got to say, it was pretty easy.
I was very surprised and very proud of you.
Well, see, that was my goal right there, to make Rose proud of me. But my other goal was to make sure that you guys saw how easy it is to install these things. If you're concerned, I was concerned, I got to say. But those concerns were not, I didn't need to worry about them.
Sort of like installation for dummies?
Yeah, installation for dummies. That's exactly right. Now, the outside part was real easy installation. The inside part involves some drilling, and anytime I get a drill in my hand, Rose panics. But having said that, we now have about 5 filters between the water coming in from the campground to this faucet right here. We've got the 3-stage filter outside. We've got an inline filter that was already in the Tiffin Wayfarer, and then we've also got the filter under the sink here. So this faucet right here has the best drinking water in the coach, and it is awesome. I've tried it too. If you're interested in acquiring one of these water filtration systems from Blu Technology, we're going to put a link up on the screen.
Or any product that they offer.
Yeah, any of these, plus even the stuff we use to disinfect the tanks in the previous video. Yeah, you just go to GoBluTech.com//half-fast-travelers, right?
Right.
But be careful how you spell it. Half-fast-travelers.
Put it on the screen, huh?
Yes, and if you do that, once you get to their site, you will automatically get a 7% discount on all the products that Blu Technology offers. And it was really nice of them to do that. They provided us that link for you so we can bring you the discount. And we think that's just awesome of them. We're very happy with the system so far. In a future video, we'll be talking about what we think about the system, maybe a few months down the line, and we'll see how we like it then. I have a feeling that we're really going to be loving it. But if you did enjoy that video, we hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, make sure you ring that bell for notifications. You'll be told every time we post a new video.
You can give us those thumbs up. Those likes really go a long way to support the channel, and we really appreciate it. If you're viewing the video on a mobile device, you might get the option to hype the video. We would really appreciate it if you could do that too. That'll help the channel as well. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram if you're wondering what we're going to be doing next or what we're doing in more real time. We've got a cross-country road trip coming up, and we're going to be taking you with us on that. So stay tuned for those videos, and we'll see you then.